Howdy, everybody. Good morning. I am RJ Smith, and this is Crazy News Reacts. Today, we are looking at the alien bodies that were supposedly found in Peru in 2017 and were brought to Mexico and presented to their Congress within the last few weeks.
So if those are actual mummified aliens, if those are aliens, that would be amazing.
Now, the person who's bringing it forward, Musan, he's not exactly the most credible person. He's had some issues before with things that he claimed were real and weren't real and ended up being fake. The problem we have here is that we have experts and skeptics and scientists saying there's nothing new to look at here. They're nothing out of the ordinary. But yet nobody has really tested them until now.
These two tiny mummified bodies, images of which were shared around the world this week, are now the subject of much controversy. For Jaime Maussan, a Mexican journalist and longtime UFO enthusiast, the alien-looking forms are among the most important discoveries in the history of humankind.
Now look, the things look fake. They look like paper mache. They look like something that anybody could have just put together. But sometimes looks aren't everything. And we'll go on and show you why I think this is something that we need to look at.
Maussan gained instant international attention when he stood before Mexico's Congress just days ago and presented the two figures. He shared scientific analysis and study results he argues prove the bodies are about 1,000 years old and not related to any known earthly species.
Can you imagine standing before a Congress and presenting these two things you believe to be alien bodies? I mean, that takes some cojones, right? Because if they turned out to be not real, then this guy looks like a complete lunatic. But I don't know. I'm on the fence. Let's check it out.
Maussan claims they were found around 2017 in Peru.
Porque es lo más importante que le ha pasado a la humanidad.
It is the most important thing that has happened to humanity because it's the opportunity for us to evolve, for us to grow, for us to maybe initiate communication with other intelligences. I think this phenomenon is the only one that gives us the opportunity to come together.
But the backlash from the scientific community came just as swiftly as Maussan's newfound fame, with scientists and archaeologists in Peru calling the bodies a farce.
And the controversy really is that you still have this culture in America where most of the people think this is a joke. And as long as you have used your propaganda, which is the media, to explain to these people that, oh, don't pay attention to any kind of alien stories or UFOs, it's all bullshit. Well, it's not bullshit.
But we had scientists independently review the results who told us that they do not represent anything out of the ordinary and certainly indicate normal life on Earth.
And that's the biggest lie. Now, like I said about Jaime, he has some credibility issues, but as you see, there's going to be pretty prestigious people who claim these bodies are real.
As to how these two bodies arrived in Mexico from Peru, that's a question Maussan says he can't answer. According to him, a man brought the remains to the country and Maussan asked permission to present them to Mexico's Congress.
That's a problem for me. Why can't he answer that, right? You would think he would be able to answer something like that. If he's putting his reputation on the line, he should know this for a fact. All right, so who is the man? That's number one. Reveal the man. What's his name? What's his background?
But the move has angered Peruvian officials who have filed a criminal complaint against him. Maussan says he's done nothing illegal and welcomes the Peruvian government to investigate the figures.
Now, Peru has come out and said they're national treasures and that they should be returned, and they are also opening a criminal investigation into him. Now, the question I would have, of course, is national treasures? If they're fake, how can they be a national treasure? So there's definitely some doublespeak going on when it comes to these two that have been examined. And as for the Congress wanting to open an investigation into him, why would they do that? I mean, if these are a farce and these are full of shit, why would the Mexican government be thinking like that? Unless there's a cover-up underway once again. Right now we have preliminary studies, but this guy is not being afraid, and he is bringing in scientists. All of the people who are calling it a stunt haven't even examined it. The scientists who are unsure about it haven't examined it. They're just going based on what they think they know.
El primer estudio que se hizo fue una tomografía computarizada. El segundo estudio que se hizo fueron placas de rayos X simple. Y el tercero fue un estudio de fluoroscopía.
Now, this is very important because you see the knees here, and you can literally see they look very much like our knees, and the space between would be where the cartilage is and all that stuff. So this looks very legitimate. Now, there have been tests done to this point that proves that out. The things he said in that little piece right there are true. They're about 1,000 to 1,800 years old. They have already been carbon dated. And some doctors and scientists who have looked at them are saying there's something incredible here. Now, the scientists have determined that one of the bodies was biological and in gestation, which was suggested they could be ET eggs.
En los tres estudios se trató de ver la estructura, el esqueleto de estos cuerpos, y se logró determinar que sí pertenece a un esqueleto único, no armado, de una sola pieza íntegra.
So they're really taking their time on these bodies and making sure that, all of their boxes are checked properly. And I think that's a good thing. But when you have people who are doing these type of tests, you have to give them some credence, right, on their observations and their diagnoses. I mean, if they don't belong to any other species in our world, who or what do they belong to?
Creo que hay una demostración clara de que nos encontramos ante ejemplares no humanos que no tienen relación con ninguna otra especie en nuestro mundo.
Look, if these things are real, guys, this is a bombshell discovery, the biggest discovery in human history. This is something really big. And there's not just one or two of these things. There are about 12 of them that were found. There are still some in Peru.
We don't know the nature of those samples that were shown in front of them. My recommendation was, if you have something strange, make samples available to the world scientific community, and we'll see what's there.
Now, the thing for me are the eggs. The eggs are very prominently shown inside the body. And they are claiming that these are real eggs, that they have done a test on them. And, it was in gestation, for Christ's sakes. So for me, guys, it's going to be a real quick one today. But for me, they look real. They're starting to get some attention from the medical community. There are radiologists who are doing their thing. And the initial belief from the people who have inspected the bodies are that they are non-human, whole skeletons that have not been manipulated or put together by mankind. That is crazy news.